Good evening. My name is Jane Williams, and on behalf of the Burlington Valley State County, I would like to welcome you to the Candidate Forum. The League of Women Voters is a nonpartisan organization who provides support or oppose candidates. We encourage informed and active participation in civically. We acknowledge the candidates participating in this forum with us tonight, and we appreciate those of you here with us and those of you watching the forum. The Burlington Chamber of Commerce is dedicated to the success of their members. The Chamber provides advocacy, promotion, and training. The Chamber facilitates community events to foster positive relationships with businesses in the community, as well as promoting Burlington and the Skagit Valley as an exceptional tourist destination. The Burlington Chamber of Commerce staff and volunteers contribute outstanding experience, caring support, and dedication. Tonight, we are pleased to host candidates for the Burlington Mayor, City Council, and the Burlington School Board of Directors. Candidates who are present are invited to make an opening and closing statement in 1.5 minutes. Questions have been provided to all candidates in advance. Each candidate will have 1.5 minutes to respond. Our timers will be tracking the time with visual notifications when 30 seconds remain and another notification when 10 seconds remain. When the time card is displayed, time is up. Please complete the sentence intact. We ask the candidates to be respectful of the time allotted. Now I would like to introduce our moderator.
Thanks, Jane. I'm kind of a last minute fill-in, so you guys be patient with me and help me when I need help. So the Burlington Chamber will be recording tonight's forum, and it will be available in its entirety at the League of Women Voters of Skagit County website. We ask that the audience members not record any part of this forum. It will be on the website if you want to look at that. To organize each forum, the League of Women Voters of Skagit County and the Chamber will both attempts to contact each candidate via both phone and email using contact information, which has been made public by each of the candidates. It's the policy of the League of Women Voters that only one candidate in a contested election accepts a forum invitation, or candidates cancel a forum appearance leaving only one participant. The result is called an empty chair forum. League of Women Voters Skagit prefers not to have an empty chair forum since the public loses an opportunity to compare candidates' views. However, should that situation arise, the following will come. If feasible, the League may combine related positions into one forum in an effort to minimize forums with a single candidate. For local elections where there are multiple candidates, not only one is attending the forum, the candidate attending will be welcome to participate. In the event of a candidate's withdrawal or refusal to participate, the League will allow those who are unable to attend to submit a brief opening statement of 1.5 minutes to be read by the moderator. Briefly about the Burlington Mayor and City Council positions, 7 council members serve the City of Burlington in a mayor and council form of government. Burlington consists of 6 council boards with 1 candidate elected from each board. The second council person serves in the at-large position. All councilors are elected to 4-year. Come back on again. All councils are elected to 4-year terms, including the mayor. The council wards are restructured in 2012 based on the 2010 census, so that the population is similar in each ward. We will begin tonight's forum with the Burlington candidates for mayor, Sexton and DeGloria. We each have 1 minute opening statement, beginning with Sexton.
Thanks, Chris. And I want to say thank you to all the League of Women Voters for putting this on for us this evening and our Burlington Chamber for organizing it and promoting it. And thanks everybody for joining us this evening, both in person and how many folks got online with the second bunch. I would like to ask Burlington voters to really think of themselves in a different way. And that is, I love for you guys to think of yourselves as shareholders in about a $50 million corporation that employs 150 people, provides a wide variety of services from library to sewer and everything. What you got in front of you, mayor position, 2 applicants to be your CEO for the next 4 years. With that, as any shareholder would do, is analyze everybody on their qualifications, their experience, their leadership, and base your voice on those objectives and things again.
DeGloria.
Well, good evening. Thank you to the legal women voters and to our chambers, especially for hosting this forum and the opportunity to share my campaign message. My name is DeGloria, and I'm running for mayor here in the city of Burlington. I am a longtime resident of Burlington with deep family ties to this community. My wife, Gianna, and I of 25 years own our home here and are raising our family here. Burlington and the greater Skagit Valley is a great place to live. We're proud to call Burlington our home. Over the last 9 years, it has been a pleasure to serve my community on the Burlington City Council, where I have gained valuable experience in city operations, budgets, and the unique challenges faced by local municipalities. Continued support from residents and businesses have proven instrumental in my decision to run for mayor. Many have approached me within the last year to express their desire to have a leader willing to work and listen to them to achieve our common goals. If elected your new mayor, I will work to enhance public safety, reduce taxes, and incentivize Burlington's economy to reverse the fleeing of businesses from Burlington. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move right into the questions now. First question, briefly describe the role of mayor, and we'll start with DeGloria.
The role of mayor is to provide city leadership, preside over city council meetings, ensuring that everyone's voice is heard, create and bring policies on behalf of your community for city council approval, and work to ensure the application of our laws and ordinances. Additionally, what I believe to be of utmost importance is to be a bridge between the residents and the Burlington and the staff. Currently, many residents and business owners have expressed to me that that bridge is broken. Many feel that their communications are going directly unacknowledged, dismissed, or completely ignored. It occurs to me that this is unacceptable, and I agree. I will work diligently from day one to rebuild this bridge and elevate those forgotten in our community. I hear you, Burlington.
Sexton.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. The role of mayor is there's things in our code that define what the mayor's duties are. Presiding over city council meetings, executing the budgets, and hiring and firing staff, leading the staff, whatever changes in the staffing need to be made. But there's also a bigger piece. It's setting the culture within staff and administration in the city for a large part. That's something that I feel that is very key. That it reaches out to the businesses, residents, everyone in the city, and it's a wide ranging job. There's also day-to-day operating decisions being made if you are, as mayor, in charge of the overall operations of the city, and those come at you from a variety of angles. So there's a lot more that goes into it than just what's in our code, and with our code, running the departments and that kind of thing. In addition, the mayor also represents the city on a variety of boards and commissions, state transit, state 911, transportation policy board, finance committee, and those are very key to look out for our city interests.
Thank you. Next question. What skills and experience have prepared you for this role? And we'll begin with Steve Sexton.
Sure, In my career, I put started in about my mid-20s in business management. And in the private sector, I've managed businesses for others, I've managed staff, hired staffs, high performing teams, set culture within organizations. I'm on my own business, educationally, I'm degree in political science as well as in master of business administration recently, which was very helpful to enhance that private sector experience. Over the last 12 years as mayor, it's been public sector focus, and really those skills were transferable to that role. That's what the mayor does is people management, people leadership, and establishing the trust and respect is key. I think I've done that with the skill that I've had. Involved that with the staff. It's just those kind of things. Executing the budget is that's the biggest financial side, and bringing ideas to the staff for initiatives that we do council through the day-to-day life under the business law.
Thank you. Joe DeGloria, same question.
I have gained valuable experience over the last 9 years on the Burlington City Council. Budget collaboration and building, active participation on numerous committees on public works, public safety, investments, audit, and finance. I have been elected mayor pro tem by my fellow city council members for 6 of those years. I have over 9 years of working in a bank, for 5 of those years in the bookkeeping department. During that time, I acquired detailed knowledge of accounting, bookkeeping, and finance. I possess a Bachelor of Science degree, which included 4 years of college level mathematics, where I developed a great understanding and comfort level with numbers. While working for the National Marine Fisheries Service and the City of Anacortes at the water treatment facility, I gained valuable experience in interpreting policies and law.
Thank you. Next question. What is the biggest financial issue facing the city? And we'll begin with Joe DeGloria.
Just a few years ago, my answer would have been far different than that. A few years ago, our city was led into a financial crisis. Over $2 million in budgetary accounting errors, some of which are still unreconciled, caused the city to initiate massive new taxes to right the ship that had been run aground. These newly initiated taxes combined with budget cuts did the job and corrected budgetary shortfalls then that we were experiencing. Fast forwarding to now, the city is flush with cash, and the general fund has fully recovered. We have had several years of record-setting retail sales tax generation, and the trend continues this year to again set another record-setting year of sales tax revenue. This is why I believe it is time to re-examine those taxation levels that were set during the fiscal crisis of households are feeling inflation like never before. This is in direct contrast to the preliminary budget that was presented recently to council by the mayor, which included tax increases.
Thank you. Steve Sexton, same question.
Sure, I think that the biggest financial issue facing the city is probably the same as every business owner in this room and every household as well. Inflation. The city, we're not immune to the impacts of inflation. Our cost of goods has gone up, just as everyone else had experienced, whether it's a business owner or your household. And even with record sales tax numbers that we will on pace to receive this year, it is a challenge to present a balanced budget. And in the budget that we worked on, it did have a 1% property tax increase, we also requested last year, each and every year. But with that, we've got a balanced budget that will be presented. So we haven't presented it yet. That's it's not easy for us to get. Harder choices have to be made, and all of our needs are, we're pretty much status quo. And that's a tough spot to be in. Is there more needs across the city we need to address? So if the business owner knows is you have record revenues does not mean your bottom line is their level. So that's kind of where we are. We're going to get there with the balanced budget this year, and I'm pretty proud of that. In the last 4 years, the council budget at $2.8 million. Very responsible.
Thank you. Okay, question number 4. What are 2 issues facing the city and why? And we'll start with Steve Sexton.
I think the main issue facing the city is the same one facing all of Schenectady County. We have an exponential level of fentanyl in our county each and every year. I talked with Turman-Bryan, the commander of the state drug task force, and in 2021, they seized about 22,000 fentanyl pills. 2022 is 300,000. Year to date for this year is over 800,000. Scarier than that is that last year they confiscated 1 pound of powdered fentanyl. This year it's 12 pounds. That can be the equivalent of 5 million fentanyl pills. I say this because I proposed to the council in lieu of us having an officer of the drug task force, we made a donation of 1 year's salary to the drug task force with the officer, and my opponent that unfortunate. So we got a fentanyl problem, and the other thing is our growth rate. We're experiencing unprecedented growth. The last 4 years, we have had constructed, under construction, approved 2,000 multifamily units. We need to plan now for services. Really a 30% increase in our population, and transportation projects are the key, and I have more on that.
Thank you. Joe DeGloria, same question.
I've just recently concluded my door knocking portion of my campaign, knocking on over 2,000 doors in the city of Burlington, speaking directly with the residents of Burlington. It is clear, public safety is a resounding message communicated to me. Why? Our police chief has recently communicated to city leaders some alarming statistics. Burlington's serious crime rate numbers are nearly equal to that of Scandic County. Scandic County's population, however, is over 5 times that of ours. If you look at those numbers with the same kind of analysis using a per capita analysis, we are by far in the highest crime rate in the entire county. In addition to the statistics provided by our chief of police, we had a recent presentation by Commander Turman-Bryan saying what the mayor's talking about. Scandic County Interlocal Drug Enforcement Unit. The number of confiscated fentanyl pills in the county have risen year after year after year. 5 pills in 2019, nearly 6,000 in 2020, 18,600 in 2021 to a staggering 330,000 pills last year. This year will prove to be the worst year yet. I won't worry with my number because it's larger. We must do a better job in combating this poison within the community.
Okay, thank you. This is kind of a follow-up question. What solutions would you propose to address those issues we discussed? And we'll start with Joe DeGloria.
Solutions to address our growing public safety needs will include the following and more. I will hire all budgeted police officer positions that have gone unfilled over the last 4 years. I will communicate to officers that city leadership now has their backs as they have our backs 24/7. I will advocate for the necessary equipment, training, and support they need to get the job done. Filling these officer positions will provide much needed capacity to reduce overtime and burnout. In addition, I will advocate for the reinstatement of a community resource officer in our school district, making our schools safer. Also, I will reinstate an officer from our ranks to the Scandic County Interlocal Drug Enforcement Unit, where critically valuable information and skills can be brought back to our department to better safeguard the public. Finally, I will work with city council and city partners to address mental health and drug addiction to those in our community who desperately need it. It is time for action, not more political election year talk.
Steve Sexton, same question.
Okay, yeah, on the drug side, I would continue the contribution that the city is currently making. My opponent's objection to the drug task force to help on that. And also my conversations with Mayor Meyer is they currently need funding for 2 positions that are expanding those positions. that are currently being filled by officers who be on the street, that can impact making arrests. I think that I've already proposed to the other cities in the county to collectively fund those two positions as a group, and to allow them to operate at the maximum efficiency that they can. The other thing is on the transportation problem. For nearly 15 years, the city of Burlington had George Hopper interchange, key interchange in our city and our county for economic growth, and now with the amount of growth we're seeing in that area, that problem is just going to get worse. For 15 years, we had a plan for improving that interchange. One of the guests decided to vote to have us send back $1.7 million of grant funding to the federal government to help keep that program going. What that did is that shifted that burden of paying for that project on the shoulders of the residents and taxpayers. I'd like to see us try to get that back on track and go out for more grant funding to keep that project going again.
Thank you. Okay, next question. As the mayor, you will be responsible for leadership and supervision of over a dozen departments, department directors, and managers. What leadership experience do you have working with and leading these types of professionals? We'll start with Steve Sexton.
So I mentioned my previous experience and managed professionals in Rich County, real estate offices that I managed. I've had experience in managing professionals, but really the most relevant experience is the last 12 years in the way that I managed the city and the staff. To point that out, every department director that we have on the city right now has one thing in common, and that's I have. So I built that team. I think they're doing fantastic work because and it's not just hiring them, but setting that culture, people earning their respect and trust, and allowing them to do jobs that they were hired to do. And having this confidence and open discussion or leadership meetings with directors and staff. It's free exchanging ideas. They're free all I'm wrong. I open that challenging, bring out the best ideas, and I'm there to support them, and continue to do that in those years. Another key thing is, as we look forward, 10 of our leadership team members, supervisors, or department directors will be eligible for retirement in the next 4 years. It's critical to maintain our success that we have someone as mayor who's had experience in forming that type of team like I just and keep this successful.
Thank you. Joe DeGloria, same question.
I have over 2 decades of work experience working on or with professional teams. As a team member, it is important to listen, communicate, be honest, and remain positive and respectful to all. At the same time, as a team leader, one must remain flexible to multiple solutions and diverse ideas. Additionally, know when to take responsibility, own accountability, take action to achieve team goals. I believe it is important to point out here in the city of Burlington that we have a city administrator. The individual in this position has years of experience, education, and greatly assists the mayor in running day-to-day operations of the city. I will not leave the city of Burlington in a vacuum. Rather, I will invite participation and encourage robust collaborative discussions to achieve our common goals.
Thank you. Okay, next question. Transparency and following rules and oaths are important to public office. Are you reporting and keeping current your finance with the Public Disclosure Commission? We'll start with Joe DeGloria.
Upholding our oath of office and striving for transparency is critical in maintaining trust with the public. I have been reporting my campaign finances as I registered to run for the office of mayor, unlike my opponent. I have done this since May to fully ensure compliance with Washington state law. It is not hard to be responsible and transparent to maintain compliance. The voters of Burlington deserve to know who is contributing to your campaign and where and how those funds are being spent. When a candidate and or an elected official isn't compliant with these laws, as is the case with my opponent, it is disheartening and unfair to the public we represent.
Thank you, City Sexton. Same question.
Yeah, so what Joe is referring to, statement there. Yes, I have reported my expenditures and my contributions since I started my campaign. My mistake, and I realized this earlier this week actually, is I failed to hit the submit button to report to submit those to the PDC. And it was a total mistake on my part. And what I've done since then, my first phone call was to the PDC. I've never run into a mistake in my life. And I called them and told them exactly what I had done and made sure they had what they need. And he said they did. And on those reports, I mean, you can see, if anybody cares to look at them, that I did report those every day. You know, the donations, the expenses. I just did not hit that submit button, and it was just a bonehead on my part. It's not the last mistake I made. It was not the first mistake, it won't be the last. But I feel that felt terrible about it. And when he told me that, I said, "Well, no, you're not the only one." It didn't make me feel hard to take that because I had talked to them several times to make sure I was reporting things correctly the entire time. And not to do that was I still really like I'm better. I apologize.
Thank you. Okay, last question. Do you believe crime is a problem in the area? How do you plan to keep citizens safe? And we'll start with Steve Sexton, please.
And the city of Burlington is experiencing pretty much the same crime increase as the state of Washington. Washington State Police Chief Association sent out statistics that gathered over the last few years, and it's compared to the rest of the nation. Washington State is double on most of those categories. But unfortunate that some of the legislation is going to pay has to do with that. But again, I do feel that when I mentioned the fentanyl increase in our county, I think that is a precursor to a lot of crimes. The police will tell you the number of people that commit these crimes and have that addiction. It's prevalent, heavily prevalent. The other thing is, we are not experiencing, as far as police staffing, I think we turned the corner on that in 2020 to today. I think the level of officers that are leaving the state has tailed off. And in the last 11 months, since I brought to the police chief a $30,000 lateral bonus to attract experienced officers, we've actually hired 6 officers in the last 11 months. So while we're closing the back door on the leading and hiring those qualified, well-qualified officers, we can be more proactive and less reactive. We can have a school resource officer, we can have a traffic enforcement team, we can have a drug task force person on the residents. So that's how we do that.
Thank you. Joe DeGloria, same question.
The short answer, yes. As I stated earlier, the resounding message from knocking on over 2,000 doors has confirmed this fact. This has been confirmed by our police chief and the commander of the county's drug task force. It hasn't happened overnight. Crime rates have grown year after year, and so has the laundry list of excuses to not fully address it. The time for action has long since passed, and the need to address this problem has risen to its highest level yet. We are in the middle of an opioid epidemic. The street price for fentanyl is under $1. This is the same drug that if you or I was to touch, or God forbid, our children were to touch or ingest, you could possibly overdose or die. We must do more to combat this poison within our community. I will use every tool in the toolbox to fully address looming serious crime rates in Burlington. These tools include, but are not limited to, hiring all bunch of police officers that have gone unfilled over the last 4 years, and utilizing judicial tools like community court.
Thank you. That concludes the questions. We're going to do a 1.5-minute closing statement, and we will begin with Joe DeGloria.
Thank you all again for being here this evening. I believe that the residents of Burlington want a leader they can trust. A leader that is transparent, accountable, and willing to work on their behalf. A leader that looks beyond oneself and looks towards a growing, thriving, and prosperous Burlington for all. My leadership, experience, and passion for our diverse community make me the right person at the right time. With your vote, it would be my honor to serve the residents and businesses of Burlington as mayor. Thank you.
Steve Sexton for a closing statement.
Thanks, Chris, and thanks again for everything here online. For all this. Yeah, my opponent talks a lot about law enforcement having their back with this kind of things that I have to use. Bringing those guys, it's this experienced officer. It's one thing to say I'm pro law enforcement, but to hire these people, which is challenge from every agency across the United States. There's no secret. Especially for agency sites. But what's really tough is votes. My opponent voted against contributing to the drug task force in battle that. My opponent voted against accepting a cops grant we funded 2 police officer positions. My opponent voted against our budget to add another police officer position. One thing to say, you're going to do that, vote speak. And I've been consistent throughout the years, strong support for law enforcement, and allowing them to do the job they can do, and culture and it's time to support that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's give the mayor. We're going to transition to the Burlington City Council candidates. And same way, we're going to rotate the questions. I just let the people audience know for Council Ward 1, Scott Green, who's here. We have Anthony Perales, who we did not hear a response from. Council Ward 2 is Keith Chaplin, who is running unopposed. And Council Ward 3, Joe was just council a little bit ago. And then we have Elizabeth Turman-Bryan for that position. And he wasn't able to attend, but submitted an opening statement for me, which I'll read now from Elizabeth Turman-Bryan. Dear people of Burlington, I regret that I'm not able to be with you tonight. My family and I are spending this fall in Spain attending a program that offers Spanish immersion for our children and paid formation for my husband and I. We had already decided to do this program before Anna Schwartzen, the current Ward 3 representative, told me that she would not be running again and asked me to consider running in her place. I will be back in town by New Year's with renewed energy, ready to dive into the Burlington Civic Club. I'm running for city council because I love living in Burlington and I want to spend my energy working as a healthy and thriving community that has safe streets for cyclists and children walking to school, a bustling and Burlington and beautiful Fairhaven where local businesses are thriving, clean and creatively crafted parks where kids are off screens and playing together, where citizens are connected to each other and to their local government. These last few years, I've had the privilege of working alongside Burlington City government by being part of the Parks and Rec, a citizen cycling group in our neighborhood's fundraising efforts toward the mural on the Avenue Street. I've been impressed by the quality of our city employees and the dedication of our council members. I was able to do leadership sketch last year and have a vision of the collaboration that is happening on a county level. It's an exciting time to be in Skagit County. We have big challenges like housing and local crisis, but working together on a city and county level, I'm confident we can come up with creative solutions. I ask for your vote this November, Elizabeth Turman-Bryan. And we will start with 1 minute opening statements, and we'll start with Scott Green.
Well, tonight, had a few words, as what we would say, but I will introduce myself. My name is Scott Green, and I'm a lifelong resident of Burlington. We accepted 20 years and spent down in Texas. And after I retired, we home. There was one visit at such a time, so I went ahead and we ran for council for that interview. So actually it was on council 6 months before the election. Really started at home. Didn't show up today. I really would like to met that individual and hear a little bit about what they were about. But really, been honored to serve in this community as council member for the last 4 years. It's exciting to be important numerous initiatives and projects that directly benefit citizens of the city. Given the strain of us all by the pandemic, we were still able to do some really good things for upgrading up our house. So, some issues. And we're improving the irrigation on sports.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Or man, a few words you just went over. Keep that one part up and you say that.
See, currently all as the work you recommend that we see Burlington Council since 2020. Really appreciate the opportunity to be here. City, its leadership angles for the future. I view myself as a problem solver, someone in the context of this. I first joined the council with addressing I was wanting to save alcohol and travelers on foot, bike, and vehicle. I witnessed dozens of car accidents along Avon, and they have family members affected by those accidents. I happen to secure funding for some safety measures, including new stoplights at Avon to be built soon. But we need to go further and prioritize creating safe routes for people traveling in the city, especially pedestrians and cyclists. Prioritizing these plans and finding funding these projects is a priority. We need to continue to make Burlington an attractive place to work and live by providing our residents and guests with attractive amenities, safe streets, a vibrant library, beautiful parks, amazing first responders, and robust. I am and continue to be bullish on Burlington.
Okay, I have an embarrassing question. I don't have the questions for the city council candidates. So I'm going to ask you, you have them, don't you?
So,
Yeah, then you're unopposed. So I'm going to let you read the question.
So the first question I received was, what do you see as the primary responsibility of the city council member? I'm going to answer it.
I would love to.
Responsibility of the city council members to be educated, thoughtful, articulate representative for our constituents, making complex subjects, making decisions about those subjects.
Madeline, would you like to answer that?
okay, so budget and finances is the big thing that we do here. We need to make sure that we're spending tax dollars in wisely. More tax dollars can work into our community the way to maintain the high levels of service that we provide. We got to make sure all of our ratings are perfect and we need to make sure that services drive services of high quality.
Thank you. We're improvising really well. What specific skills and experience do you bring to this role? And we'll start with Scott.
I've been in business management 30 years. I learned accounting with long ledger. And definitely as one taking all the accounts. I learned how to do that 10K stuff, document 88. Business and highly successful. We do a lot of work doing that. First and foremost, some of these changes better. I was change. This is a great community. We're not here.
skills, experience, like I said earlier, you might still have a problem solver. Some of you can look at complex subject solution to that problem. In the past career, I was a reporter who the city council in Alaska, which prepared me to understand where the city's working, how decisions are made. And in general contractor, basically want to kind of try to solve the meeting.
Thank you. Next question. What two issues do you believe need continued support and addressing in line with the challenge?
Like I said earlier, I first went to the council to address safety, public safety in the city. It's interesting when a lot of people are asked about what's the most important thing when they're looking at building a road or doing some improvements. People talk about budgets, but the thing that residents really care about, really boil down to is public safety that we really think. So addressing public safety is an issue that I think we have some plans as a council level to work with the planning commission to create some biking pedestrian plans that we can integrate in our comprehensive plan, so that we can have plans in the future to create a safer routes for everyone. And then we need to continue to make roads and attractive and this affordable housing, supporting our analysis plans.
Thank you, Scott. Same question.
Yeah, as was mentioned earlier, about it's pension crisis. We've got to find creative ways to deal with that. The other part of it is the lack of facilities that actually provide medical detox. So you get some of these folks that are hopelessly addicted on their lives, often stops, and then after that, you got the patient therapy, then the medical so wraps in all those stresses as well. Basically, as the two biggest reasons that we face. Ways, lots of creative ways to.
Okay, next question. How would you budget and how would you support solutions for these issues? Thank you.
Yeah. I'm really proud of what our city leadership has done to create a fiscally responsible community. There have definitely been some tough choices made back in the past few years. However, due to past city councils and leadership decisions to focus on creating a hub for retail sales in Skagit County, we're able to provide a lot of amenities that a small city like ours wouldn't be able to afford without huge taxes on our residents. Because of our substantial sales tax revenue, Burlington has some of the lowest property tax rates in Skagit County. We keep our balance sheet in the black with substantial reserves and minuscule amount of debt. After sitting on an audit finance committee for 2 of the past 4 years, combing through our finances a few times per month, I can say we run a tight ship. Burlington is doing it right when it comes to fiscal responsibility with clean audits in the past few years. I, along with the majority of the council, proposed implementing an extended budgeting plan with a multi-year plan for city staff and projects instead of a year-by-year process. Longer-term planning for our community will abate any surprises, giving staff in our community the time to plan for the future instead of yearly budget battles, stressful meetings.
Thank you, Scott. Same question.
I would love to fix the pension crisis. We just need to partner up. Need to continue to collaborate with organizations and folks out there that are in the private sector that can offer the services and find ways to be able to rank donations from some of our residents who come into this very council chamber and offer money that we just didn't take. So, there's ways to pay for things we can budget to get some of this stuff done, and then we're in partnerships.
Thank you. Okay, last question. How would you describe success of a council member? Let's start with you, Scott.
That's a tough metrics. So, two of the best things we're going to, like we put together the dog park, which just showing up there and talking with the dogs at the school, and, offering ideas and, some of the things that we put in place, around the city. Just even things when people walk into the store and shopping. People walk up to me and say, that's cool. We really appreciate what you do. And it fuels and motivates me. I work for all meetings, it's no problem. My one's on committee. And it's really great. That's about it.
Thank you. Chaplin.
I'm a proud father, 8-year-old third grader, at West Elementary, in the audience up there. Oh, all right, I'm a proud father of an 8-year-old, third grader at West Elementary. Success to me is showing him what it means to give back to my community, be involved, be informed, and make tough decisions. Showing respect to my community and my decisions to trust me, make decisions.
Okay, we're gonna have a minute and a half closing statements and we will start with Scott Reed.
But my philosophy is simple: take care of the infrastructure. Other venues, our streets, our parks, and then public services. And that's what we need to do. We've got some other things that come up along the way. Let's try to get them too. But if we don't take care of them, it's the backbone of the city. Everybody is free to make choices, live how they want, work how they want, support our business. Without outstanding service to our community, we won't be there. So I believe we're putting our work and running to stay ahead to look ahead and plan for the future. And my support of the causes that put everyone, not just this. It's good for everybody. Well, there's no special favors, so there's no pet projects. But appreciate both.
Thank you, Chaplin.
It's like when you see this for 1,500, we heard 2,000 years specifically. Those units are going to bring new residents, families, students, and advocates to our community. And those additions will ultimately rely on increased services. And I anticipate needing to find funding for new firefighting permits, police, streets, libraries, parks, and things like that. And it grows. And I really enjoyed being on city council the last 4 years, and I look forward to helping Burlington to respond to those challenges that we going by.
Okay, thank you, Celia. Thanks for helping me humble and okay, we'll now transition to the candidates for Burlington School Board of Directors. According to the Washington State School Directors Association, school directors work together to oversee the school district. As a board, their primary responsibilities are hire, supervise, and evaluate the superintendent, set the vision, mission, and strategic goals for the district, review and revise and adopt policies, establish and oversee the budget, serve as community representatives, monitor the district's progress toward goals. We'll begin with a 1.5 minute opening statement. Director, District 1, Elli. Do you go by Elli?
I do go ahead.
Okay, that's fine. I've written down. Elli Haddick will go first.
Hi, again, my name is Elli Haddick. On my card it says Novelli, which is my fancy name that my mom gave me that I love just as much, but everybody knows me as Elli. I am a senior marketing manager at a 100% remote job online in Haddick. So I don't work in Sexton, but I live here and I was born and raised. My kids go to Westview Elementary. And so that is my passion is I'm a problem solver and I don't like to just complain and I see some issues. I'm ready to raise my hand and say, how can I help? How can I be a part of the change and solve the problem? Thank you.
And Elli, you're running on the post, correct?
I am running the post.
Okay. The two candidates for Director District 4 are Wesen and Celia Sanchez. And Rich Wesen, would you like to open statement for a minute and a half?
Okay, I'm Rich Wesen, president of the Wesen School District. Works in the schools and run the higher education. And a member of the was at the school board committee, Burlington Candidate Forum, along with many other school groups. Dedicated to serving on the board, and we're leaving this meeting for 12 years to serve. We've been board president for 3 years, attending conferences, district events, and special meetings beyond this required. Build my knowledge of the district. This helps me maintain an overall view of what's best for our students and the city. Recently served on the Regional Expression Committee, the School District Equity Advisory Committee. I look forward to continuing this work. We've also hired a new superintendent, given my experience in being important. And service for former years.
Thank you, Celia. Sanchez, for an opening statement.
Thank you for your time. I'm a firm believer that time is full. And people is slow. And so I appreciate you being here. Being engaged in my children's education is one of the many steps I take to ensure their future success. My children, along with known friends, motivate me to be more and give back to our community. I'm devoted to civic duties and professional growth. With these values, I'd like to represent all the learners and their families in the school district. The district is growing, and if elected to the school board, I'd like to bring a unique perspective as a young bilingual parent and professional in our community. If I still have time, I'd like the privilege to also say this in Spanish. If we have listeners that are present. Participar en la educación de mis hijos es uno de los muchos pasos que tomo para asegurar su éxito. En el futuro, mis hijos me motivan a hacer más y seguir dando vuelta a nuestra comunidad. Me dedico a los deberes cívicos y al crecimiento profesional. Con estos valores me gustaría representar a todos los estudiantes y sus familias en el municipio de Burlington. Gracias.
Thank you. Okay, we have 5 questions. First question: what is your understanding of the school board roles, powers, and duties, and will Mr. Wesen?
Well, my understanding is mostly from experience, and we went before. We hired the superintendent, which we just went through that process last winter. We set the vision, strategic goals, so we do that usually in the spring. We have a committee that helps us with that. Parent community. Then work on that. We review and establish policies. We do different policies almost every month. A lot of them are changed because of legislative laws that come down. Different rulings for us. We have to establish and oversee the budget. So the budget is presented to us in the summer, and we review it and vote on it in July. So, community reps, so we talking to people, we listen to their advice and suggestions, make suggestions. And we monitor progress towards goals. We do that 3 times a year. In the fall, in the spring.
Okay, Celia Sanchez, any question?
My responses are a little bit more as a Chaplin. It's new, if elected. So my understanding is the school board member represents all families within the community of the district. The tasks are collaborate with the other members that are in their seats. You oversee the partnership and fostering of partnerships that already exist, and community engagement, academic, legal and financial issues, approving curriculum, and of course hiring the superintendent and setting the standards of school and superintendent.
Great, thank you. Elli Haddick, same question.
Well, everybody has covered the bullet points of what the board does, but I like to boil it down to, my job is to work with the fellow board members to make sure that we're putting the right people in the leadership roles in the school district, particularly the superintendent. My job is not to necessarily tell him how to do his job, it's to be there to advise him and make sure he's hearing what the community is saying. And what the employees are saying, what students are saying. So I see my job as someone who is there to foster relationships, and the most important one is for the superintendent who leads everything all the way down to the bottom of the rung. So they covered all of that, but and then the second piece that I always really come to is the goal of the board. That's our job as board directors, is to set that goal and make sure we're following the goal and raise a hand if we're not. So I boil it down to those two things. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next question. What is your first priority for the Burlington Edison School District? And we'll begin with Celia Sanchez.
It's a very loaded question. So my response would be stronger teacher, parent to district team. And this is going to be really important to be able to talk about budgets that are approved.
Okay, Elli Haddick, same question.
I wrote down listening and learning. This will be my first time joining the board. I've got previous experience with school boards. I do sit on the United Way board here in Sacramento County, so I do have experience being on a board of directors. But listening, learning, and then I have a laundry list of other things like potential of getting middle school equity issues, improving buildings, improving safety, transparent communication. So I have a whole laundry list of things that I have questions about. But the first priority is listening and learning.
Which Wesen, same question.
My first priority is to make sure budget cuts that we're going through now and next year don't affect the students. One of the ways I do that was to as lobbyists that work with the state government and try and get more funding in certain areas or support in certain areas. And then school district legislative representative. So I work with legislature on and Wesen. We're also trying to keep students in school longer, cut down on absenteeism. And equity issues also. One of the problems we've got is COVID, is performance issues and social issues, and we're spending extra time on that. So that's what I'm hoping to continue this keep budget and not affecting students and stuff.
Okay, thank you. Third question, it's a two-part question. School districts are near the maximum capacity or have buildings needing extensive repair. What challenges do you see and how would you address them? How specifically would you fund these needs? And we'll begin with Elli Haddick.
That's a loaded question. My answer is money. It's always going to come down to money. How I would specifically find funds for this, I need to listen and learn, to learn more about the budget. And as Rick shared, money is hard for everyone across the board, for the city, for the county, for the school district. There's not enough money to fill all the needs that we have. And then the second concern is how can we pass the levy or bond? We have not been successful with that with the school district for years. So if we are already having a shortage of the budget from all of the things that we have control over, like state funds and grants and all of these other things, then where are we going to make up the gap to pay for the things that we recognize?
Which we see.
Well, we have passed all of it. It's the bonds we haven't passed. So we do have a construction levy for maintenance operation levy that we're working on right now. So we're gradually doing repairs as we go through the years. So like they did from the high school this summer, worked on the tennis courts. So some work is being done. The major work needs to be on a bond. And we have parts of the high school very old, and Westview it needs to be basically replaced, or it should be. And so we would need to pass it on. And the issue is trying to figure out when the economy is good enough the way to pass it. 60% of them will pass it. So that's what we're going to be looking at. We should form a committee that would, review all our facilities and come back, give a recommendation to us. So that's all.
Celia wants. Sanchez, sorry, you're fine.
Passing metals and bonds and the need for additional schools, or I'm gonna say it as well, possibly the need for an actual full middle school. This district does not have a middle school. We've fostered keeping K-8 in our elementaries, and it's been amazing for the connection of sibling bonding and relatives. But we thought we've outgrown, and just hearing that we're going to increase to 2,000 units, to identifying how much more that's going to bring to capacity is a huge concern. And so my way to address that is seeking grants, seeing what else we haven't tapped into, especially with our demographics of students in the area, and then really focusing on passing that bond, selling it to our voters who have denied it, especially our voters that are 50 to 100% participant, because they're the ones that are denying it. Why are they denying it? Do they not have students in the school district? And inviting them, even though we already have monthly possibilities to view the schools, inviting them personally to actually see those instructions and to see the capacity of their students. It's informing our community of why we want this fund.
Okay, we are on to the next question. The Burlington Edison School District is one of the largest employers in the area. What is needed to support a healthy environment for both staff and students? And we'll begin with Rich Wesen.
I wasn't sure if this meant like so we try and do the environmental stuff. But I think what we need is positive culture and security. And it came up in the mayor's conversations about an SRO. We've applied and there haven't been enough police officers, but we're hoping that will be enough. We do have a retired or a former police officer who's on the high school campus at all times. And we feel that it's the best we can do it actually without actually doing it. So we've also worked with local fire departments, police and sheriff. They've gone through our buildings to give us suggestions and drills for buildings. So they're familiar with it. Treat our staff fairly. Our compensation is similar to all the other districts in our area. And this students, we try to keep them involved in extracurricular activities, clubs and sports. Encourage them to become involved in this.
Celia Sanchez.
Thank you. In this area, I would work closely to our staff union and the staff. And it's important that they're the ones who need the response to that question and not myself as an outsider coming in. And I would also look at what committees already exist or need to be created to be able to promote this within staff and students. And look at the equal opportunity to make recommendations to the board to ensure that we are reflective of the support environment that we're trying to promote, so walk the talk. And really look at the difference between each school. We talk about the district as a whole, but my children attend as an elementary, excuse me, and as a high school, and they have different levels of security. As an elementary, it's often afterwards, if you were there to pick up, you have to send them outside and come from a different culture, or else into the schools. And then that's not the case. So I'd like to know what that looks like for other schools. I do different. So.
Elli Haddick.
Similar to Rich, I took it two different ways. Healthy environment after COVID, you think about the air and safety of health for our employees and kiddos. So that's an important item that I look forward to learning more about how we tackle that. But I also took it to mean how are we supporting staff and students to have a healthy mental and emotional experience at work and going to school every day. So how are we supporting them? And I think I'll go back to my very first answer, which is making sure that we have the right leaders in the right positions and transparent communication. There's going to be repercussions for being able to share what's really happening upwards, right? We want them to be able to share, hey, there's a problem, I need help, and addressing the problem.
Okay, thank you. Okay, our last question. Public schools serve the needs of all students. How do you plan to make sure every student from every background and need receives a quality of education? And we'll begin with Celia Ponce Sanchez.
I would like to look into accessing quarterly surveys. The surveys tell us a lot, giving the students the opportunity to be able to express themselves privately and know that it's not going to come back to them. And then I would like to set up what I learned professionally, which was a SMART goal. And a SMART goal is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. It's something that I use in my daily for both professional and personal, especially when I have to negotiate with young children in my household. And I think that this plan would allow students the ability to know that we are listening and that we are going to strive for that SMART goal. And also give the opportunity for those students that may have the need to learn self-advocacy and have don't have the background to necessarily know how to pursue the steps. It's a big learning curve of having this.
Elli Haddick, same question.
I think it comes back to listening and listening to parents, community members, teachers, employees, in order to ensure that everybody from every background is receiving a quality education. We've got to listen to everybody. And then I'd also like to speak on just equity issues that we need to address. It's not the same for every single person. So just because this is the way that we've always done it doesn't mean that's how we should continue to do it. And so addressing those issues as well. And my kids attend Wesen, which is a dual language school, which addresses the fact that those students that are Spanish dominant, they can learn in Spanish and they're succeeding. And although everything is measured in English, it's so important to foster the fact that they speak a different language and they're at the same level as a fellow second grader. They just are in a different language. So I would say that in order to ensure that we are providing quality and listening.
Which reasons in question?
At the beginning of the year, we have family conferences where the teachers are able to meet with all the families and find out the needs of the students, so they know from the start of the year what the parents are hoping students accomplish. And this gives them an opportunity to adjust what they do in the classroom, depending upon who they're looking for. During the year, we have a lot of training sessions, and a lot of times teachers need a time to train for different types of students they're working with. There's a wider variety of students in classrooms than now in school. And one other thing is, on my work in the equity committees, people have been concerned that we haven't got enough Spanish speaking teachers. And that helps parents can meet with a teacher or it helps relate to some of the students. So we are in a program with Skagit Valley College in Western Washington where we take high school students to speak Spanish if they're interested in teaching, and they go through 2 classes at our school, and then they go to Skagit from Western, and hopefully will become teachers and come back to be hired at them.
Okay, thank you. We're going to move into our closing statements, a minute and a half each. And Elli Haddick, you go first.
Yeah, to close, I get to be lucky up here and not opposed, which is an interesting place to be because I actually really wanted a lot of people to apply for these positions. This year we had 4 total open positions on the board. One of them is ended up going to be Holly is going to stay on the board because nobody put in their name to run against for that position. And then there's another position also available that she's not here to speak tonight, that's running unopposed. So I am a part of this community and I have heard parents and other community members talk about the school district, some of the issues, and I see the need to step up and say something and be a part of the change. And I wish that more people could be here to participate in good, great conversations.
Which reason our closing statement?
The BD School District's mission is to educate students for lifelong success. Each student aspires to learn, student practices thoughtful citizenship. Each student is equipped to pursue life options, including career and college. In my mind, this means that our graduates will be qualified for the jobs they want, that they will be co-workers that I would be happy to work side by side with, and that they will be adults I'd love to have as a son or daughter. That's my goal on this student. So please support me for the school.
So you want Sanchez for a closing statement?
My name is Golden, and I believe that the school board needs to also represent the student body in the community. And over time, we've made that stride in the last term, about Holly to allow female to be part of the board. I'd like for the opportunity to, and please correct me if I'm wrong, be the first Latina to join the board. I believe that that would bring a perspective and also invite that diversity and equality that some of the parents are seeking as I communicate with some of the residents in the area. And just keep that in mind when you go to vote, and just really assess what I will bring to the table in collective moving forward.
Let's see what school board candidates are going to. And Lily, thank you very much for joining us. I'm going to turn it over to Jane Builders for some closing statements. Everybody hold your seats.
So very quickly, on behalf of the Burlington Chamber of Commerce, and we like thank our participants. It's been a very informative, wonderful hour and 15 minutes. Very enjoyable. I would also like to remind you that you can find us on our website, www.schedulevoters.org. And we also have a Facebook page on Facebook and Voters Scanty County. All people are welcome to join the league, it's men and women. We hope you'll consider joining us, and donations are very welcome. The league is committed to ensuring voters have all the information that they need to successfully participate in every election. If any candidate that is here tonight is unfamiliar with the legal women voters vote for one, we would be happy to help you fill out your candidate information submission. And there's information on the. We'll try to go back to the bottom of the month. We would also like to remind you that there are ways to ensure that your ballot is counted. You turn your voting ballot quickly. Use the ballot drop box whenever possible. But if you must return it via the postal service, make sure it's postmarked by the general election day, which is November 7th at 8 p.m. the last thing you notified. And then make sure you sign it and return your ballot. You can be a voter and to do so. Thank you very much. Thank you.